Jabez, a name that echoed with pain. His mother, remembering his difficult birth, named him Jabez, meaning sorrow. She carried the weight of his name, a constant reminder of her suffering. We know little about Jabez's life except that he was a descendant of Judah. The Bible tells us he was an honorable man, more so than his brothers. Despite his difficult start, Jabez clung to faith. He knew God was bigger than any pain, any hardship. He dared to believe God could change his story. One day, Jabez cried out to the God of Israel. His prayer was short but powerful. "Oh, that you would bless me indeed," he pleaded. He asked God to enlarge his territory, to extend his influence for good. He desired more so he could do more for God, and that your hand would be with me, he continued. He knew that without God's presence, any blessing would be meaningless. Finally, Jabez prayed for protection from harm, and that you would keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me. Jabez called upon the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from harm, so that it might not bring me pain." And God granted what he asked. God granted what Jabez asked. It was a prayer of faith, a longing to be used by God in a mighty way. He recognized his need for God's blessing, guidance, and protection. God, who hears the cries of his children, responded to Jabez. The Bible tells us God granted him what he requested. The power of faith. Jabez's story is a testament to the power of faith in action. He didn't just pray for a better life. He actively sought God's will. God used Jabez's life to show that he desires to bless his children. But those blessings are not for our comfort alone. They are meant to empower us to live for him. Jabez's life reminds us that God can do extraordinary things through ordinary people. When we surrender to his will and step out in faith, he can accomplish amazing things. Lessons from Jabez's prayer. Thousands of years later, Jabez's prayer still resonates. It reminds us that God cares about our desires. He wants us to come to him boldly, honestly. Jabez teaches us the importance of seeking God's blessing in every area of our lives. We need his guidance in our work, relationships, and dreams. His prayer also reminds us that true success comes from God. When we prioritize his presence, we find fulfillment and purpose. Living a life beyond limits. Jabez's story challenges us to live beyond the limits of our circumstances. It reminds us that with God, all things are possible. Like Jabez, we may face difficulties, we may carry burdens that seem too heavy, but we serve a God who specializes in turning our sorrows into joy. Let us approach God's throne with boldness, asking him to bless us and use us for his glory. When we align our hearts with him, we can live lives of purpose and impact. When we align our hearts with his, we can live lives of purpose and impact. 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verses 9 to 10. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him in pain." Jabez called upon the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from harm, so that it might not bring me pain." And God granted what he asked. I declare that God will enlarge your territory, the territory of your faith, health, and wealth, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.